comments to make? Hello, I see a couple of y'all there. Welcome. So right now we're talking about, in this part where I've written, how the point of where we are in this recovery from the traumas, in this particular section of the book that I've written today, is dealing with when we go through relieving, our brains relieving of the trauma to the point that not only are we dreaming about and our brains letting go of the environment, the physical objects, and the situation and other aspects, but we're actually letting go at the next point that's now of the person or incident or something that was the actual original resource or source of our suffering. Not the items we associated with it, like the music or the poem or the something like that, but the actual person who is responsible, or maybe it's a war or another conflict in the world as opposed to just one individual. With some of you, that might be, say, a car wreck or something like that, and it was the other driver. But still, we're actually recovering from the actual person who's a person or event that's actually guilty, instead of healing from the outside items that we associated with it. And that's the point where we are in this recovery, as you get to watch me write the book Overcoming PTSD to Depression Bridge. And that's a process we go through between overcoming our PTSD and before we can deal with overcoming depression, which is the next book I'll write. But this is that bridge. It's a process we go through before we're ready to deal with the depression. For those of us that have been harmed or mistreated by people. And so we have often not just post-traumatic stress disorder, but we also have anxiety and depression. Many of us have been harmed by somebody, and not just say war or another general event that hurts a lot of people, is that we have both anxiety and depression that has to do with what the person told us we were or were not able to do, and how they often magnify the problems to be worse than reality, and they magnify situations to be worse than reality, but then they also magnify how disabled or unabled or ungifted or unuseful and all these other negative things about us, that we have no belonging in the world. And anyways, that often brings depression and anxiety. Between both of those things, that's what the mistreating person or event does to us. That basically rewires and retrains our brain to believe these lies. So those lies program our brains to have really imbalanced chemicals and really imbalanced processing of our thinking and everything. So that's where I'm going to leave you with today, as far as where I'll show you again where here's what we wrote today, February 13th, 25, in here. And I'll remind you again, this is the book Overcoming PTSD to Depression Bridge that we started as of January 7th, 25. I'm going to play some last music and see if any of you are there, have any questions or comments related to what I can let out and answer. Any questions? I see a couple of y'all there. Any questions about PTSD and the bridge between it and depression? or any comments? Okay, I see some of y'all left after I asked that, so feel free to just watch and not say anything. But thank you for coming. And I appreciate everybody who watches this, shares it, and shares it with other people that may also be suffering or could benefit from it. Thank you once more. My name is Jennifer A. Whitaker. I'm the host as well as the author, and you basically get to, on these shows, watch me write my books. And basically I talk about it before I release it to the press or to the publisher. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.